First of all, what does HotelTonight do? I've actually used the app already, but many won't have done.
Well, HotelTonight is the easiest way to book a hotel on the go. If you find you're in need of a hotel, or maybe a nice little holiday would be nice tonight, even if you're staying close to home, it's the easiest place to get a great discount and see great hotels, discover new places that you'd never have discovered in an easy-to-use app.
I mean, many would say, well, I could look online, I could get lastminute.com, etc. What clever ways are you trying to push sort of certain deals towards us? Because it's all about innovating as well, right?
It's all about innovating, but for us, it's all about bringing humanity and bringing a fun and serendipitous experience back to travel. That's what travel is supposed to be all about, but certainly the alternatives for booking travel today online are not the most human, fun, exploration sort of oriented experiences. HotelTonight aims to bring that fun and serendipity back to the equation. We take beautiful photography, we write amazing descriptions of hotels, and we find those small hotels that don't necessarily get the airplay anywhere else that would be fun for a little getaway right now.
And a lot better price point than...
Well, and because we're filling rooms for hotels that would have gone empty because we concentrate exclusively on last minute, we can give the hotels a really nice way to discount to those customers and fill a room that would have gone empty.
So this is big in the United States. You're coming over to Europe. What's attracting you to Europe at the moment in terms of expansion?
Well, we have actually been in Europe for a couple of years now testing it out and have found the uptake has been extraordinary. And I think it's because, and this was our hypothesis, was that the infrastructure is better here for traveling. There are low-cost airlines. People are more adventurous. It's a more regular type of occurrence to take a weekend getaway to the south of France or to Spain or wherever. And so it's perfect for HotelTonight. We think the opportunity here is even larger than the opportunity in the U.S. And in the U.S., we're doubling year over year for the last several years.
And so what numbers are you up to now? What numbers are you looking at in Europe, and where do you want to focus?
Well, we're looking at big numbers in Europe. We've, like I said, we've doubled in the U.S. year over year. In Europe, we're up 500% year over year.
How many venues? How many hotels have you got?
We work with about 15,000 hotels in about 500 cities around the world at this point, mainly in North America, Europe, and growing into South America as well.
Are any countries that particularly attract you right now?
Oh, you know, any country that has interesting hotels that are fun to get to and it's easy to get there at the last minute is a place that would be perfect for HotelTonight. We want to encourage people to explore more, to live life a little bit more. So those are the kind of places we're looking at.
I mean, interesting you mentioned Latin America there. Again, an economic downturn in Brazil, etc. Does that affect you in any way, what the economy is doing in a certain country?
It's really interesting. For us, an economic downturn is a really good time for us because those long-considered vacations and holidays that people might have otherwise taken turn into more constrained weekend getaways and things like that. HotelTonight can really help with people who want to go, who are on the go and want to make a spontaneous decision, and also people who are watching their wallet, people who are looking for a great deal. They can find it on HotelTonight.
So you've got the expansion plans. The reason you're able to do it, I'm sure, is because you've got a bit of funding of late. What's the funding access like at the moment? Are you raising money from American-based venture capitalists? Are you finding European investors are more interested in these sorts of apps, these sorts of developments?
We find that there's interest all around the world for anything that's innovative, particularly in the mobile space. We are the world's only company dedicated exclusively to mobile and dedicated exclusively to travel, which is the most profitable area of e-commerce at this point. So we find that there are lots of folks that are interested in getting involved and helping us out on the investment side. We've raised mainly at this point from U.S. firms. That's not because there's not interest elsewhere. It's mainly because it's easier, there's more access, and we like to be closer to the people who are working with us.
So do you think there'd be opportunity to access money from Europe? Do you think that the barriers that perhaps you felt, the fact that America is so awash with cash, do you think that excitement is building here in Europe as well?
We're always having conversations with folks in Europe and in the U.S. and elsewhere, and we find that the interest level is really high. Of course, it's up to us to prove that the model works around the world, and so far that seems to be the case. Like I said, we're growing in leaps and bounds in Europe and expanding into new areas throughout Europe over the coming months.
Give me a sense of you. You were a banker in a previous life. You then moved. What made you move into tech? What made you move into hospitality?
Well, I realized this is where the fun is. You know, travel is just a fun place to be. It's emotional. Everyone does it. Everyone enjoys doing it, and I like to offer products to people. I like to build businesses where everyone I come into contact with might find use in my businesses. I like to talk about what I do, and travel is just a fun thing to talk about. And I found that really the offerings that are out there aren't very fun. There's nothing interesting and emotional about the alternatives to HotelTonight. So we thought there's a gap in this market. Let's bring that back. Let's concentrate on that and make this a fun experience.
Who are you hiring? Where is the talent coming from?
We're hiring everywhere. In fact, we just opened offices we've had an office in London for a couple of years now. We just opened offices in Paris and Berlin. And we also opened an office in Sydney, and we're opening an office in Toronto this week. So we're hiring all around the world, including in our headquarters in San Francisco. And it's mainly for talent on the marketing side, talent to work with hotels, and also engineering talent. If anyone out there can write code, we're looking for you, and we've got a great environment.